some Scoubidou bands. Oh, my ring! The new year. It's not a process of resetting. Hello everyone, welcome on adviceologie. Today's video, I'm going to share with you all the resources to plan for the new year, and to tailor that planning to your situation and your year basically, and to you. So I'm gonna share everything that I know about planning for the new year, and yeah, I'm gonna talk about resolutions, planning, setting goals, action plans, a lot of things, all of that while doing some Scoubidou bands. Now I call these Scoubidou bands, but because that's what I used to call them as a kid, but here it's called Rex lace. I've never heard of this name before. Honestly, kind of forgot how to do them, but we're gonna, I'm gonna figure them out while, through the video. So let's get started. The first one, I'm just gonna open it because it's gonna make sounds, and then I'm gonna start talking. Oh, what is this? I know that this is to help you make them, I think, but I've never tried this. I never used this as a kid. Oh, these colors. Ah, God, I love it. Honestly, least favorite color when it comes to this is the yellow one and the green one. Oh, this is so cool. I thought I had to go get my own stuff because I have a few of these. I don't really know what they're called, I forgot. But anyway, okay, a lot of beads. Oh, I like this color. Okay. Can we have a moment for my rings that are so big on me because I have small hands? But yeah, I love this one. I'm gonna remove it. It can only fit here. Okay. Okay. So adorable. It's so nice. It's so cute. I love it. Okay. What colors are we gonna choose? While I'm figuring out what color I want to make this, I'm gonna make a key ring. So while I figure this out, I am going to I want to talk about two things before we get started with the actual, resources and tips. We're gonna get through this. So the first reminder and the first thing that I want to do before we get started with the video is, if all you did this year was exist, I want you to know that it's more than okay. So let's say you didn't achieve a thing this year, you didn't achieve your goals, the goals that you set in the beginning of the year, whatever time you set them. I want you to know that it's okay. It's okay. Being a human alone is already not easy, and going through and pushing through life and just whatever situation we are going through, it's also not easy. So I want you to know that I want you to be compassionate with yourself and understanding, because you more than anyone know what you went through and the situations that you lived, and you are the one that can be the most understanding with yourself if only you allowed yourself to be understanding, and if only you allowed yourself to be compassionate with you. So be understanding, be compassionate. It's okay to not achieve things. It's okay to not. Society puts it society puts these achievements as only productive, career oriented. But if you were able to, I don't know, let's say you were able to make it 0.05% or 0.00% of change in your life, that will help you towards your mental health, towards your physical health, towards anything. Honestly, that is more than enough. If, for example, you managed to get out of bed and you struggled with that in the beginning of the year, but by now you're able to get out of bed and function a little, do a few things, that is already something. That is already something, and that's something to be celebrated. So if you only existed this year, I want you to know that that is more than okay. The second reminder or a little thing that I want to talk about is, this is stuck, 1 second, is that you don't have, if you, for example, let's say you are not in the mood, or you're not in the right mindset, or you just don't have the energy to think about think about the new year, and think about the past year, and deal with all of that. You're just not in the mood to think and put an action plan and all of that. It's okay. It really is okay. You don't have to follow these what do we say, like these timestamps that society has set. You can make up your own. So for me, for example, in 2019, I didn't plan for my year by the end of December or beginning of January. I planned for it by the end of February or beginning of March. Oh, not the end of March, but it was either mid-February or the end February or beginning of March. And it was okay because in December and January, I was in the middle of my exams, and honestly, I was already overwhelmed. I wasn't gonna look back at my year and if my year was nice or not, if I enjoyed it and all that jazz. So if you're not in the mood right now, if you just don't feel like it, if you think that looking back at your year will probably trigger you more than anything, don't do it. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment, but if you're not ready right now, don't do it. Don't feel pressured because everyone else is planning for the year. So yeah, those are two of the reminders that I wanted to share with you. Let me untangle this because it's taking a bit of time, and then I'll come back and I'll start talking about how to plan for your year. Great. Okay, so I separated the colors. Now I personally want to go with this because it has a mixture of orange, pink, purple. I like it, so I'm not gonna use these. And here, I think, oh, so perfect. Look at this. It's perfect. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna go with this one. This time I'm not gonna open it all. I'm gonna do it more smart. I mean, I think I got it, but also I don't. Oh, I think I got it. Yes, I do. You do! Oh my god. I remember how it's done. Yay. Okay, so this is hurting me whenever I pull the strings. So I'm just gonna remove it. Say goodbye to this beautiful ring. Bye-bye, strawberry ring. Oh god, it's so pretty. The colors are so pretty. Okay, we need to make it as tight as possible. Yay, it's tight. Okay, let's get started now. So, it looks like a spider. Anyway, so how do I plan for the year? Now, I plan for the year through two phases. So the first phase is, for me, a retrospection phase, and just like its name, it's a phase where I look back at the past year and ask myself questions about the past year. So I ask myself questions about 2021 and sort of how it went, and I'm gonna share with you the steps right now. So the first step that I do when it comes to with the retrospection phase is that I write in details how my past year have been. So what has the year been like? What did I enjoy? I really write it like very, I'm gonna say, how do we say this? Well, in detail, pretty much. I just write it in detail, and I write what the year has been like, what was the biggest outcome from the year, what did I take from this year. Basically, a description of your year. You want to write a description of your year and what your year was like. And that writing that you would have done would give you a bit of insight about your year and how pretty much you're gonna plan for the next step, which is for the next step, which is the planning step. So when you ask yourself, when you write down, you can find a few prompts, but I'm gonna give you a few prompts that basically you would incorporate in the writings. But I sort of do the writing with no prompt, and then I answer the few questions that I'm about to share. So once I write in details what my year was like, I ask myself the following questions. The first one is, what habits will I absolutely take with me in 2022 for the next year? Okay, so my camera shut off, but basically what I was saying is, in 2021, I built the habits that I brought with me. I built more of the habits, basically. I strengthened those habits that I brought with me in 2020. And I'm also going to take with me the same habits for 2021 because they really transformed positively my life. And among those habits are these, the creative habits. I built so much creative habits since the start of quarantine, which was back in 2020. And there are things that I absolutely want to bring with me in 2022. And so those I'm going to write down, that these are habits that I absolutely want to keep and that I need to further foster and build up. And the second question is, what habits you absolutely do not want to bring with you in the next year? For me, it's my messy sleep schedule. I don't want to have that sleep schedule ever again, and I'm absolutely not going to bring that with me for 2022. Now, obviously, and I'm just going to talk about it now, but obviously, it's not like when you are planning for the new year, it's not a process of resetting. Hello, this is Editing Me, and this is a voiceover. I'm making this voiceover because I feel like I quickly jumped to the spot that the planning for the new year is not a resetting process. And yeah, I feel like I haven't clearly explained what I meant by this. But when I say that I don't agree or I don't think that the process of planning for the new year is a resetting process, it's regarding the new year specifically, but also regarding the goals that you're going to set for your new year. And I want to sort of explain why this mindset is not helpful, is not going to get us very far. Now, I do think that you can definitely reset your habits and reset your routines, but for the new year specifically, because of the image of the new year, I don't agree with resetting. Why? Because the new year's conception is new year, new me, new life, new everything, when really every new year is just a continuation of the past year. So 2022 is the continuation of 2021. The only difference is the one you make or your environment makes. Thinking that we can reset our life, meaning our problems and situation for the new year, will be deceiving. You can't click on a reset button and have your problems go away. And this is why you will often hear me say this in this video, that it's important to assess your situation. What is going on right now in your life that doesn't allow you to put in place the goals or habits that you want to put in place? And this could be mental health, it could be chronic illness, it could be your work, your studies, so many things. Whatever your situation is, assess that situation and figure out a way to work around it. And most importantly, of course, be kind, be compassionate, be understanding with yourself. The process of personal growth in general, but the process, what I want to say is the process of planning for the new year. It's a collaborative work. It's a collaboration between yourself. So don't be judgmental, be kind. And yeah, let's go back to the video now. But yeah, I hope it was clear. But anyway, so these are the questions that you want to ask yourself. As I said, write down a detailed review of your year. You really need that review because that will help you set your goals in the next step. And then you want to ask yourself what are the things that you absolutely want to take with you for 2022, for the new year, and the things that you don't want to take with you for the new year for 2022. So these are mainly the questions I ask myself. They're very simple and they make my review of the year very simple, not stressful, and so on. But yeah, anyway, so for the next step, this is the planning phase. In the planning phase, now I start with setting a phrase or an intention for the new year. So if you watched my vision board video, and I have it, it's up, I'll put it here on the screen and you'll find it in the description box down below. And for me, intentions are a whole lot better than resolutions, and I will explain why. When I set an intention, the intention comes from the core of my biggest desires and from the core of what I really, really want. Whereas resolutions, because of how they were introduced to society, it's more as like, I need to do this and this and this and this and that and that and that. And it's a whole list of resolutions. And I remember when I first started to plan for my new year, which was in 2012 or 2013, I can't remember. But I remember I had, like, I doodled to 2013 and colored it and so on. And then I had a list of resolutions. And about the, like, 6th or 8th place, I couldn't find any more resolutions. So I went online and searched for resolutions, ideas. And I started filling them in. Because I feel like that's sort of the vibe that resolutions give. The thing with this is that it's not really sustainable for the long run. But when you set these resolutions in this like mindset or this, this way, it is never sustainable in the long run or for you. You're probably gonna commit or dedicate yourself in the first month or second month, but then you're gonna give it up. Because there is no, I forgot about this. But anyway, I talk a lot with my hands. But yeah, so what I was saying is because there is not really a process, you didn't think about it. There wasn't a process of, do I truly want this? Or am I just doing it because everybody is setting this as an intention? And as a resolution. And this is why for me intentions are so important, because the intentions, they really come from the core, it really comes from you when you set an intention. Because there is the I want this year to be, it comes from you. It's not okay, read 100 books, write 10 pages every day. I don't know, it's not these orders. It's more of a desire. It's like, I want this. And it's so much more powerful. And this is why intentions for me are the best thing. And they're absolutely great. They have been working so much more for me, because when I set an intention, I know that I am going to work my way towards that intention, and I'm going to set the right, goals and the right action plan to achieve that intention, because it's something that I want. I'm already setting the things that I want. So yeah, for the intentions, you can set as much as you want. For me, to not overwhelm myself, I try to set about 3. I think this year I'm probably gonna set 5, because I feel like I have the margin to deal with setting 5 intentions. But if you are, just getting started, or if you just don't have the, you analyze yourself. And if you don't feel like you can take on so many intentions, I'd say start with 1. And, for what I already said in the beginning, the planning, and when you plan for your year, it is not something that is fixed. It is not something that I just do in January or December and that's it. I can never like look back at it. Of course you can. So if you set one intention and then you're like, oh, you know what? I don't know, if you like, you're in April or in June or in August, you're like, oh, you know what? I actually want to set another intention. I sort of like feel like it. You set it. There is no timestamps and there is no time to start changing, to start your personal goals journey, to start reviewing for there really is no time. Look at this, it's so cute. I love the colors. Anyway, oh, little mistake here. Anyway, so so where was I at? Let me just get back to my train of thoughts. Yeah, so I was saying you don't really need a specific time to start planning for the year, and if you feel like an intention right now is something that you want, then you can set that intention at whatever time you want. But yeah, so I set the intentions for my year, and so yeah, what I was saying is it really is very important to set your own intentions. And even if, let's say, you want to set resolutions, because I also take resolutions as goals. So even if you want to set your own resolutions and you want to set your resolutions as in goals, and let's say you want to read books and you want to read more books and you want to do this and that, it's okay, it's a desire. But I want you to think about it thoroughly and apply it to your situation. So let's say, for example, you saw someone online share that they are going to read 100 books this year, so in 2022. If you read one book, 5 books, 2 books, 3 books, none, 0 books, don't set that as the resolution, because you have to take your situation and your circumstances. You have to understand that when it comes to setting goals, it's really important. And that's why the review is so important, because that review is going to push you to put in place the most tailored, personalized, sustainable plan for your year. If you didn't read a single book this year, or you read 1 or 2 or 3 or 5, you don't want to go and set 100 books. You want to start with small steps. I swear small steps are okay. It's just we think that we have to go big and do all these like drastic changes and and set these like huge goals in order to call ourselves successful or capable. But you are capable and you're successful if you set 1 book to read for the first trimester for the year and you did it. So if you only read 1 book, don't go and set 100 books to read for the year. Start with 5 books. If by the first trimester you were done and you read your 5 books, you can set 5 more books, or you can increase it to 6 more books. If you don't have the, I don't know how do we say it, but in French we say, how do we say, oh my god, I forgot it even in French. Right now I forgot it. Prerequisites. Let's just go with prerequisites. It's not really prerequisites, but let's just go with that. If you don't have the prerequisites to basically read 100 books, then don't set that as a goal. But if you have the prerequisites to read 1 book, then you want to set 2 or 3, because you had that prerequisite, so you can go to the next level. If you have the prerequisites to read, I don't know, 5 books, then you can go up to 10. Because that's up to you to decide. It's up to you to choose and evaluate your capabilities and yeah, basically what you're capable of. Okay? So now that we've talked about resolutions and the importance for me of intentions, what I think of resolutions, and how to set goals that are actually sustainable for you and that fits with your year and your circumstances and your abilities, because you want to tailor the year for you. You don't want to randomly add goals just because you saw them on Pinterest or you saw them on YouTube. And there is nothing wrong with getting inspired with other people's goals, but always tailor them to your situation, to the review, the retrospection phase. Anyway, I am going to try to wrap up this video very quickly. I ended up not doing much of this, but I will obviously show the end result. But that's because my camera is about to shut down. I need to buy a new battery, but anyway, I'm just gonna continue and I'm not gonna ramble. But beside the intention, what I also like to do is a vision board, and I have a video on how to make a vision board, so you can go check that out. I'm not going to talk a lot about the vision board. I have everything on that video with the questions that I ask myself before making a vision board, the steps that I follow, and really everything related to a vision board is on that video. I still do want to say a little something regarding goals and an action plan. You do want to take those intentions that you've set, and from that intention, to achieve that intention, you want to set a few goals for that intention. You have a main intention, then you have a goal to achieve that intention or to fulfill that intention. And then with that goal, you set a task or numerous tasks. Those tasks and mini goals, they have to be measurable. I set that for that first month, for the first trimester, 1.5 books. Okay, you're gonna have to make it even more detailed. If I have 1.5 books for the first trimester, how many months I have, how many days I have, how many weeks I have, how many days I have. Okay, you do the calculations, and then for each day or each week, I would go for each day. For each day, for example, you're gonna set, I did not do the calculations, but let's just say that I'm going to read 5 pages per day. Okay, great, 5 pages per day. Now you have the mini task or mini goal that is going to help you be more understanding, or basically have a crystal clear image about that main intention, that is to read more. I try to set about 2-3 main goals and work towards them throughout the year. And if I'm done with those goals, then I set other type of goals. But I try my best to not overwhelm me from the very beginning. Yeah, because I don't like that. I don't like the pressure. I don't like to overwhelm myself. So I try my best to not overwhelm myself and just keep it simple and bearable. And the year is 12 months. So eventually, if I am done with something, or if I want something new, I can always decide to go back on that planning, or to just set it and to just go with the new intention or the new goal. So don't restrict yourself to the planning that you have done. You can always tweak it, you can always modify it. But yeah, and that's what I wanted to say at last. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video and for staying tuned. But yeah, thank you so much. I'm just gonna finish this, and I'm going to film while my camera can film, and then I'll insert a little picture of the end result. Thank you again so much. Happy New Year, and yeah, I wish you a great year full of blessings, full of joy, happiness, success, and I hope that this video helped you, or will help you plan for your year. Thank you so much, and see you in the next videos. Bye bye. So in honor of 2022, I want to give away a coaching program of 6 weeks consisting of 1 coaching session per week to 1 lucky winner. I want to help you make 2022 a successful year, and by that it could mean absolutely anything. We can work on your dream lifestyle or your personal growth, or we can do both. The programs are tailored and personalized. To learn more, please check the description box down below. I am so excited to coach you and start 2022 and start 2022 off to a great start.